Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Jazz and today I'm talking about whether should you go for November 2023 or May 24 for your FRM part 2. In this video, I'm just trying to give you some pointers that will help you to make a decision whether you want to go for this or not. Okay, ultimately the decision depends upon your overall work commitments and the workload that you have, or whether you are a working professional or maybe you are a student and you've got time at your disposal. So whatever the situation is, consider these points as well. Okay. And just before we begin with the video, I would like to just take this opportunity to introduce you to my website, which is www.wordies.com. You come here and you scroll down, you can see there's a sample kind of videos for yourself. If you're preparing for part 2, you can just enroll for this. It's absolutely free. There's also free videos on my YouTube channel for part 2. Maybe you can consider those videos as well. That's really going to help you. And over here we have a package for November 2023. It's going to be a live online via Zoom. So it's going to be a Zoom session videos for November 2023. You have the opportunity to attend that if you're giving in November 2023, and if you're appearing for May 2024, then you can consider this package as well. You will have the access till May 2024, so you can at least begin your preparation as soon as possible. Okay, so before I talk about those points, I've taken this from the actual website of the GARP, and you can just read here that the average time that people devote for their FRM preparation, either part 1 or part 2, is that approximately around 240 hours. Now it has been lower, like 100 hours for some students, like 10% of the batch. Maybe they might have a background of CFA, or they are working in the risk domain, or so on and so forth. And then probably you also have some people who's taking more than 240 hours. In this example, we've got 400 hours as well, so which is approximately 14%. The survey was done in May 2015. You can just have a read. But the point is this: if you consider my class as well, okay, the batch that I have for part 2, I'm going to be providing video lectures up to a duration of 150 hours. And the other 150 hours is something that you will be spending for the practice, the quiz, the question bank solving, the mock exams, the crash course, so on and so forth. On an average, you'll be spending approximately around 300 hours for your FRM part 2. Now, up until from today till the actual exam day, so the exam for part 2 would start, and today is 28th of June. Now let's say that the June is almost over, so we have approximately, the number of days from here is approximately around 140 odd days. So if you have 140 days and you need to devote 300 hours, you can come to a conclusion that every single day you need to allocate 2.5 hours to meet up these required number of hours. Now, as I said, it totally depends upon your working circumstance and your knowledge as well. But having said that, this is the average number of hours that you need to spend. Now, I think these hours, they pretty much give you a decent idea as to how much you need to allocate on a daily basis. Maybe on weekends you can spend a little bit more time if needed. Okay, now let's go to the pointers that I have that's gonna just help you relate more to it. Now, very first thing is that if you're opting for November, why that is good? Because the concepts are still fresh in your mind and you have the momentum right now for your preparation. If you're a working professional, you've already developed the the time that it takes for you to prepare for your part 1. Similarly, you can just continue that for your part 2 and you will have your FRM. Then the other thing that is also very much relatable is that you're closer to the FRM certification if you appear in November 2023. Okay, so if your goal is to get the FRM certification by November 2023, in the year November 2023, then you can pretty much consider the November attempt as well. But however, make sure that you allocate the amount of required time that you would need to devote. That's very, very critical, right? Another thing that you can just consider is the possible fee hike that may happen at the December 2023. Also, there's going to be some sort of an upgrade to the 2024 curriculum that is also very much possible. If there is any, or if there is not going to be, again, that's going to be announced by December. So these two things is something that you can just check it out on the December. If that works in your favor, that's good. But yeah, as I said, these are the pointers that you can just consider. Now this point is something that I believe that there's not going to be major change in your work role and your work commitments, right? I mean, if I talk about the next 4 months, if you're giving it out in November, I really don't think so. You can just manage for these 4 months here, and there's not, maybe you'll not switch some roles, maybe you'll not move to new jobs and so on and so forth. If you decide for May, like it's a very longer time period, then obviously there can be some sort of a job change or a job role, or maybe your roles may be changed, any work commitments that might be changed as well. So whatever the situation is, the overall point is this, that there's not going to be major change for the next 4 months. That's something I am assuming here. And then finally, we've got the decision. It actually depends upon your personal and your work circumstance. Whatever your working circumstance is, if you're a working professional, if you're not able to devote the time, you already know in the last, if you just check your own overall working schedule, if that works for you, then pretty much, if that works for you, then you can go for November. If it does not work for you, then you can pretty much decide for May. And also one more thing is that wait till 31st of July. This is the last date to register. So I would say that I think by 20th of July you will have a pretty decent idea as to should you be registering for November or May. You can just go for that. But if you have decided for November 2023, then do not wait for your preparation. Start as soon as possible. Okay, so these are few things that you should just consider if you are confused whether to go for this or that. For May exam, I would say that you get a lot of time to prepare. There is a lot of flexibility. You can just manage the work commitments and your time to studies and everything well. So totally, as I said, it depends upon your personal circumstances, your work circumstance, and what career path are you in. And for students, if you are targeting November, you can devote a lot of time. You can also go for November 2023. So decide for yourself and make the right choice. Okay, thank you so much and have a good day.